Hello and welcome to Stardew Valley in Minecraft, a new series where I build the world of Stardew Valley in Minecraft, one area at a time. And last week we added the functional mines, and this brings us very close to completing the mountain lake, with the only thing remaining, the Adventurers Guild. So what are we going to be doing today? We're going to be building the Adventurers Guild, you guessed it. Now what can we do in the Adventurers Guild? This is the place where we care about all things adventuring. However, in the mines, you won't really be fighting that much, so I do have some ideas on how we're going to reshape the Monster Slayer goals. And of course, this is also a place where you'll be buying swords. Currently, there is not really a place where you're using swords to fight things, but I do have some ideas to change the desert skull caves and make them a lot more open so that you can fight mobs potentially. So for now, I'm going to allow you to buy swords in this shop, and that's pretty much it. And since the interior is a little bit more simple, and this whole space feels like it needs a bit more height, I think this is going to be a bit of a taller building, and then it should sit nicely with the mountains and the trees next to it. So yeah, that's what it's going to be. And then if you look at the colors, it is very green and brown. So probably a lot of wood and, once again, some terracotta and concrete. So I think first order of business is to go and see how much of that we have left and collect resources for the build. And welcome back. Yes, it was a very quick and simple grind. Luckily not too many resources required for this build, as it is quite a simple interior and a simple exterior as well. I am very excited to build it, so I think we're just gonna go straight into it and we'll talk a bit after. So enjoy! I also went ahead and added a few of these firefly bushes around the lake, and man, the vibes around this lake are just so awesome. I love coming over here, and now with this new addition, this entire area is officially done. I also love how this place looks with shaders on, like at nighttime, this place is just so amazing. Wow. Oh. Now, don't worry, I'm gonna go over the entire build. And some of the things I want to point out for the exterior are mainly the side details that I added. It is essentially an extra layer of depth in front of the walls, and I really like the kind of texture that it adds around the edges. I also decided that the windows needed to be slightly underneath the roof, and so I cut out a little bit of the roof to create the space for this window, and I think it looks quite nice. Now, as we come into the building, there is one thing that I still want to do in here, and that is add a bunch of paintings, because as you'll notice, these walls are very empty. And since there's only 2 rooms, we can go ahead and do that really quickly right now, and then we'll go over some of the other things like the functionality for buying swords and the Monster Slayer goals. Oh shoot. There we go, fixed it. And there we go, that's all the paintings. Now for this top room, as you can see, it is very simple. We just have the double bed and a few places to read. And then now we have it nicely decorated. Then, if we head downstairs, we have this little staircase. Oh, I just jumped down. Then, of course, here we have the bar where you would buy the swords and all other accessories. In this case, only swords. And then over here, this is where Gil would sit. The chair is a little bit high, but just imagine it's on the ground, right? And then this is where you would buy items. And I see that I am missing a sign. There you go. Because this is where you're going to input whatever you're using to buy. And as it says right here, if we wanted to buy an iron sword, we're going to input 124 gold items and 2 iron ingots. And this shop works exactly the same as the blacksmith did. Then for the decorations, I also wanted to include some maps on the wall. So we got the mountains over here, then we got the community center, and then most of town all the way on the left. This creates a nice view. And of course this bit will be filled out a little bit more later on. We're going to build the quarry here and maybe a backdrop for another mountain. And then over here is the area where the train station will be. Now for the monster slayer goals, I came up with the following. We have a little area down here where we have all the different monster slayer goals. I can't really track how many you kill, so instead what I have done is for each monster, we have slimes for example, we have spiders, we have skeletons, we have zombies, endermen and creepers. For each of them there is a barrel here. You just drop the required amount, in this case 64 slime balls. You drop them in here to complete the monster slayer goal. You will then get your reward at the shop right here. And so this is a way where I'm going to be doing some of the monster slayer goals. And some of these drops will be exclusive to the skull caves. Currently I'm thinking the spider eyes and maybe the ender pearls. So yeah, that's pretty much what we've got going on here. I am quite happy with this, and I hope that this is something that you enjoy. Let me know what you think about these monster slayer goals and what we could potentially do with the skull caves in the future. Because I'm trying to come up with some ideas to make it more interesting and very different from the way that the mines work, but I also don't necessarily want the player or the area that I build to blow up with creepers and all that. Seeing this map gives me an idea. I want to build a full map of everything that we've built so far and have a very nice overview of the entire area of Stardew Valley in Minecraft so far. So I made a couple of maps, which I hope will be enough to go ahead and duplicate these to get us started. So I'm going to duplicate these and get us started, and then I'm going to do all of the adjacent maps to create a full picture. Now, where to build this, I think I have a pretty good idea. You see this mountain over here that has been there the whole time? Well, the summit in Minecraft is officially more in this direction behind the train station, and we have these beautiful mountains here. However, this mountain, in my opinion, sits at a very good location to where we could potentially have a lovely overview, aka a summit, of the entire area that we built. So if we go ahead and stand right over here and sleep the night away, then we can have a look at all that we've built so far. Some of it is being blocked by trees, but this is the entire Stardew Valley right now. We've got the beach over there, we've got the entire town, we've got the community center, then we've got the carpenter and the mountain lake over there. This is of course where the back path is going to be, and it's going to lead all the way over here to where the player-owned farm will be. Then we've got this entire region where we can build the forest, etc, etc. So this will be a lovely place to have an overview of the entire valley. So I think that maybe we build a little stand somewhere around here to place all of these maps on, and then maybe in the future we can have some benches around here to have a nice overview and actually connect it up to a path or something. So yeah, originally the summit would be all the way in the back, but then you don't really have an overlook over the valley. So I think this would be really nice, and that also gives this little mountain here a little bit of context within the area, right? It gives it a bit of a purpose. So yeah, I think that's a pretty cool idea. I'm gonna go ahead and make those maps right now. First off, I'll try and get a copy of each of these. Yeah, we put those back, and now we have at least one of them. Let's see, do we have a somewhat empty shulker? Yes, this one. I'm gonna keep those maps in here for now. And now I want to get the other maps. But I'm gonna have to... oh wait, I'm gonna need to know where the edges are, so I might need to hold these. Let's put this stuff away. Technically, there is also a bit of room on that side. Yeah, we might have to do both sides. So over here we make a new one. There we go. It's a small corner, but that's okay. Now we need to go south. And we make the next one. There we go. Wow, the lava is so red on this. And then we go down here. We have the next one. Alright, that one is done. We get the next one. That's the corner. Yeah, and then we move over here, because I don't think we have a map for this one either. Oh, it's this one, I think. Yeah. There we go. And then we have to go further south. And then we go over here, and we need one more. Oh, what? And there we go. That is the south point of the docks. And then we need to go all the way over there. But we kinda... No, we actually cut this off here in the corner, I think. So what we need to do... We need to get the next one. Oh yeah, no, we do need one south, actually. Nope, that's not it either. Is it this one? Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we need it, right? That just matches up quite perfectly. Yeah, I don't think so. Oh. Now we need one more. There we go. The entire beach is on this. That's perfect. Oh god, now I don't know 100%. Okay, I think we don't have one for this section. Yeah. And then one for the balloon section. And then I think we're done. Alright, that connects up to the top there again. Don't need to fill this out just a little bit. There we go. Yeah, technically we need one here as well. Yeah, just to get that mountain in there. Okay, now we've got everything. We can set up a little building to put these on. Alright, let's go ahead and put all of these on there. Let's see, this one can go... Oh, that is the third one there. I think I made it the perfect size. That would be pretty good. Wait. Oh no. I made the same map twice. Oh, that's a mistake. Okay. Then I might be missing one. Hope not, but I might be. This is further into town. I love this. I'm so glad that I did this. This is very cool. And I can just go ahead and update these maps every time. Oh. Yeah, I think I accidentally made that instead. And I seem to be missing some. How am I missing some? Oh. Oh. Well, that one will be filled out. I could make one for this just to fill out the corner. Somehow I don't have those, which doesn't make any sense. So I'm sure that I made those. I definitely made that corner one. Put the corner somewhere else. And apparently I am missing that one. Oh, wait. Nope. I see the problem. There we go. Now those might be filled out because the train station, I imagine, will go over that just a little bit. And this will definitely push out a little bit further as well. So I suppose I could extend this just a bit. And then, of course, there will be more up there. But this is cool. I like this. Look at that area, though. It is pretty big. It's getting there. And, of course, once we have the quarry, I eventually also want to give a little bit more detail to the area in between here, add some forest, and a little bit of a backdrop for some of the village. Alright, then for the last few, let's go ahead and put these on. We, of course, have this one that we already had. Then we fill out that one, and then we have that corner. Of course, we can add that corner eventually as well. But yeah, that's pretty good for now. A wonderful overview of the entire area. And with that, I think I am going to end the episode. I want to thank you all for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed this, even though it was a little bit of a shorter one. Next episode, we're gonna go to the quarry, and that will be an entire area in one episode, because generally in the quarry there isn't too many different things. So that should be pretty nice. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Have a good one, bye-bye. If you like this episode and want to keep up with the series, please consider subscribing, and like if you like this episode.